Hello and welcome. It is January 18th, 1942, and our continuing battle against the Empire of Japan. The day starts out with a little ASW action, with DMS Hopkins south of Hawaii picking up on a Japanese I-boat, but gets no hits with their depth charges. And next up, it looks like we have one of my task forces found by another I-boat, but misses. And I have a little bombardment here with a couple of dated, looks like maybe 4-stacker destroyers, just harassing his recently captured base of Ambon, but they do little to no damage, just damaging a couple zeros on the field, not destroying any aircraft. We're on to the AM air phase. We have sweeps above Singapore. I lose a B-33-9D there. Those planes are honestly just left over from that cap I was running over the Hex, and they'll soon be gone. Philippines always taking a pounding. These bombers must be getting a lot of experience, but he's also losing planes too. I'm seeing a lot of damaged planes because of his bombing, so I'm not too mad about it. And bombing of Singapore. Just rushing through these bombing runs again, unless we see something particularly interesting. I'm bombing the ground troops here. Take out a vehicle. It's never a bad thing. Keeping Pakpan suppressed. And my demons on sweep finally take out a 0 after 3 or 4 days of them on the sweep mission. Very little damage there. What you may not have been able to see is he is on Singapore's doorstep. Finally, it took him a while, but he's there. So we'll see an invasion of Singapore probably sometime in the near future. I am well prepared for it. I have 179,000 supplies in the Hex. It's well positioned to wait out a long siege. These Curtiss CW-77s are near Port Moresby, so I'm going to have to check out to see all the good ASW work that they're doing. They say that they hit the subs, but those are usually false reports. Guam managed to actually build up its forts back to 1. However, it is out of supply. So again, once he rests his troops for a few turns, if he rests his troops for a few turns, and then does a large attack, Guam should fall. Interesting. Look at these Mevennos destroyed by flak. I'll have to figure out what that was and why that happened. If he was running a naval attack mission or naval search mission and ran into some units with high flak values. It's interesting. In any case, I can figure it out on tracker and where that was. Tambor is checking out this task force in Guam and gets picked up by them. After his deliberate attack, again, he's kind of clearing the way to Cyan. He brings 1,900, nearly 2,000 AV to the party. I have 186, and it goes as you would expect. My Chinese corps getting easily forced from the Hex. And the first deliberate attack, right? Maybe second at Clark Field. Let's see how this goes. Last time he lowered forts by 1. So I'm down to 3 forts in the hex, I believe. Starting off with bombardment. And now we go into the actual ground combat phase. Just keep your eye on the assault values here, and we'll see what units do well and which ones don't. Definitely losing some on my side. He's losing some on his side as well. But I can't really tell who's coming out ahead here. Alright, so a 1 to 2 attack. It does not look like he lowered forts, which is great. They remain at fort level 3. He starts out with 3200 AV, myself at 1149. By the time they adjusted with all my forts and the train kick in, he's at 1700 and I'm at 2400. Good result for me today. I'm pretty happy about it. 156 of his squads destroyed compared to 50 of mine. 57 non-combat squads destroyed compared to 6. I lose way more engineers. I'm not exactly sure why my engineers took it on the chin this time. He loses 28 guns, I lose 14. He loses 163 vehicles, and one of his units is wiped out completely. That's great to see. So it was a good result for me. I can't continue to take losses like this, but if I can make it this painful for him to take the hex, I'm happy about it. Another deliberate attack at Nanning. Forts are at 1. He gets a 1 to 2 on the attack. This is okay for me. 105 of his squads disabled, only a third of my combat squads disabled. I lose some guns. Other than that, despite the casualties looking pretty close together, that 105 disabled squads will take him some time to recover before he's going to be able to use them effectively again. And deliberate attack at Guam. Again, he's attacking too quickly. He just did 1 day of bombardment. Any of these times, if he had just done 3 or 4 days of bombardment, let his other troops recover, the next time he attacked, he could have taken the hex. But because he's impatient about it, he's just smacking himself against this this wall. Now, one thing that is going to really start hurting me is this supply issue. I am out of supply in the hex, and my troops' combat effectiveness will fall prodigiously in the coming turns. So he's going to take it soon, no matter what. And a bombardment attack at Manila, which is really pretty inconclusive. He destroys the remnants of the Lark Battalion here next to Raval. That's fine. The only things that were left here were some large guns and some engineering vehicles, which my Catalina flying boats couldn't pick up because they were too big. So the rest of the Lark Battalion is snuggled safely in at Port Moresby, and we'll recover those devices eventually. And another deliberate attack at Semarinda. He reduced fortifications to 2. Looks like a 1-to-1 attack. And pretty even when it comes to losses, though, as I've said before, he can better absorb those losses than I can because he has a larger force than I do. I'm going to continue to bomb his troops here, see if I can up those disablements and prevent more losses here. Bombardment back, and that's it for the turn. Thank you so much for watching, and hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the Discord. Take care.